going to my headset, that's why. Alright. Now we figured this out. Alright, so update this again. Yeah, we'll keep it as is. Alright, let's play some games. So as we are waiting to find an opponent, actually what I want to do is I want to have here. Set it up so I can get the chat window in there. Alright, we are in a league. We are already currently 1-0. The list that I am playing for Pioneer with Niv is with 2 Valkies. And then as you can see, 28 lands. Sideboard basically kind of configured to for aggro and for the mirror, which is seeing a bit of an uptick with the introduction of Valky, I should say, into the format. So that's why you have the Scarab God, you have Rakdos' Return, Oath of Kai is for the aggro matchups, Dovin's Veto is for control and for mono green, which is another popular matchup. D-Spark also for mono green, and then Thoughtseize and Fatal Push are kind of obvious. So it looks like we have an opponent. And we'll be on the draw. This hand looks solid. No threat yet. Slaughter game. So if we face the mirror, this will be good. Hopefully this is not an aggro matchup. Then essentially we're starting with 6 cards in our hands. But otherwise, Teferi, Sylvan Caryatid, this is kind of where we want to be. All right, Mountain suggests to me some kind of aggro deck. So we'll start with Zagoth Triome, and then we'll probably shock in Overgrown Tomb just to make sure we have plenty of green available for cards like Abrupt Decay and so forth if we need it. Sulphur Falls. What plays Sulphur Falls? Dragon Tempest. We got the spice. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste until end of turn. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of dragons you control. Alright, cool. So we're probably going to want to kill that, but I think we still just go ahead and shock in the Overgrown Tomb and play Caryatid, and then we could possibly bounce that next turn with Teferi. We'll see what happens. We may not want to play Teferi next turn just because it's a turn 3 play. We might just want to play the Rogran Triome tapped and then hold up for Abrupt Decay. Alright, getting a little flooded, so I actually don't think I'll play the Rogran Triome. I think we're going to want to cycle that. So, here I think I do... here I think I just play probably the Temple Garden, and then look to Abrupt Decay, the Dragon Tempest, and then we'll bounce whatever they play next. So I think there's no reason not to do it right now. Probably going to want to make sure we play a little quicker. So they're pumping. All right, so this makes my play easy for next turn. We're just going to Teferi bounce. Or we could bring to light for Valky. I still kind of like Teferi bouncing, and then we could possibly bring to light on their, like for a Niv on their turn. Yeah, I think that might be better because then they could possibly pump Dragon and we might be forced to trade. We're on a low life total. This clears the battlefield, gives an empty battlefield for Niv. It also gives me more information before I cast the Bring to Light and not have to, and less likely to have to discard cards. So if I draw a land, or if I don't draw a land, I might just play the Rogren Triome here. I did draw a land, so I'm not going to. I'm going to play Blood Crypt and pass. I don't want this on their draw step. Not at the moment, anyways. It deals X damage to any target where X is the number of dragons you control. Okay, so that's out. So we might do Valky and exile it. It's kind of cool that it has synergy with Niv. Or do we just go Niv? I think we keep the board clear, so we just do Valky here. Tibble coming down. Give me that dragon. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill my Tibble. If they don't, we'll start pulling away with this match, hopefully. Thunderbreak Regent. Okay. So we're going to take damage. Lightning Strike and Fabled Passage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we can go. Whenever a dragon you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, it deals 3 damage to that player. So I'm going to have to just take this here. 3 damage. And then I think I just hold up Lightning Strike, right? Can I hold up Lightning Strike at something else? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I cannot. So we'll play, I think we will actually, because we got an act, well, no. I'm not going to play the Triome. I'm going to hold up Lightning Strike here. Hoping that they pump their Dragon Hatchling and spend their mana on this. Sure. Exactly what we wanted. So we'll get into the combat step. Yep. Lightning Strike. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell. They don't. Alright, cool. Drawing a lot of lands, but Valky's going. Alright, so we have Dragon Tempest ourselves. That's kind of cool. Nahiri. I think we want to do that. We're going to discard. Here. Play Fabled Passage. And I'm going to hold up Utter End. Yeah, turn them off, please. Thank you. Dragon Egg. Okay. Create a 2/2 red dragon creature token that has fire breathing. Okay, cool. Actually, I'll hold that just in case I get Omnath. +2, yes. I probably should have actually cycled Raga and Triome there. That was a little bit of a punt. Sylvan carried it. Exile with Valky. Okay, there's Bring the Light. We'll play the Triome. We will Bring the Light. Now I think I will crack here. We'll get another island. Blue, black, red, white, green. Done. I probably could have played Dragon Tempest, but I'm really not worried about that game plan. I think I'm just going to play out Sylvan carried it here. Okay, there's Uro. So that actually, I kind of like gaining the life here and getting Uro going next turn. And this game's probably over. I don't know what else they're doing over there unless there's like a bigger dragon to worry about, but I really don't see them coming back from this. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do with our mana, so we'll just play out the Triome now. And I think I did everything. I didn't miss a Nahiri trigger or a Tibalt trigger plus, I should say. And I can minus Tibalt, but I think I'm not going to yet. I think I'm just going to cast my Uro. Or at least cast Uro first. Okay, they conceded. Alright, so I'm going to be expecting some kind of counter spells here. Thoughtseize might be interesting. Oh, sorry. I pointed out earlier a list that I was planning on playing next. This list was more geared towards a mono green. I was seeing a lot of mono green in the leagues, so I have to finish this league, and if I play another one tonight, it'll be more towards the one geared for the mirror, or tuned for the mirror. Anyways, here, Fatal Push might be pretty good. They had a lot of bigger guys that I'm more concerned about, so I think it's going to be D-Spark. I don't think there's really too much else I want to change. I don't want Slaughter games that really don't know what they're doing. Besides just dragon stuff. Shadow's Verdict could probably go. And I think that's it. A lot of their stuff I'm really not worried about. I want to see what they're doing. after sideboarding. What, if they bring in counter spells or change up their game plan altogether. This hand looks good. Double Sylvan is not bad. Um, and we do have a payoff, but we don't have a mid game. But I mean, with Double Sylvan, we could get there pretty quickly. So we'll keep. And I'm going to play the Triome for sure. Wow. Okay. Well, at least we know we're not going to be top decking. We're less likely to top deck one of those. So it's a lot of mana, and the deck wants a lot of mana. It's okay. So there's a hatchling. They're going to probably be pumping that. I think we just... well, these fabled passages are becoming dead pretty quickly here. Next turn we'll be able to do double carried it, and then the turn after that I believe we'll be able to Valky. But it's not going to be as good of a play if they develop a board while we're ramping to nothing really. Changeling. Okay. Okay, they're just developing their board. Yeah, we're going to double Sylvan here. Pretty straightforward turn. Hold on to this Rugged Triome is something I maybe want to cycle. I'm surprised they didn't send in this Dragon Hatchling just to send a message. The intent would have been very clear. Haven of the Spirit Dragon. I remember playing this in Standard. Get +3/+3. Wow. Okay. That's the thing to do. All right. I don't like playing the Valky into this too much. +1, -1. This, I don't have anything else to do, so I'm going to play the Valky, and we'll probably get the Mistwalker. Takes more for them to pump. But it's a bigger body, and it'll be able to fight this off. It'll be able to fight the other more easily. So I think I'm just going for the Mistwalker here as something to protect me. Cast Mistwalker. So they don't have to pump. They can still advance their board and attack. I think I remember this from M15. It was more of a meme than actually something very competitive. Okay. Not going to choose to pump. I think that was a misclick because they did not attack my Tybalt. They can lightning strike it down if they have that. I definitely don't think they meant to not attack. And they just conceded. Okay. And I wasn't. Oh, probably could have cycled and got the bring to light. I boarded out the sweeper, I think. Yeah, so okay, well. Good to know. Next match. We have just one viewer right now. Cool. It's more than zero. All right, that was actually pretty quick for Pioneer. Only 122 active players. Rosansky. I've played this. I played against my opponent in the past. They're a pretty good player, if I recall correctly. All right, so this is a good hand. We'll start by playing Overgrown Tomb into Rootbound and Sylvan Caryatid. Mono green, the dreaded mono green. I've had a hard time with this matchup. I think he has some busted turns with Vorinclex. Is that better to play than Overgrown? I don't think so. No. My sideboard, if this is mono green walkers, my sideboard is, there's Vorinclex right there. They already have 3 mana off Nykthos. That's good. That doesn't help with Vorinclex, but that's good. Next turn we'll play Watery Grave. So they're Burning Tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they got 5 mana here. If they go another Burning Tree, Voracious Hydra. So they're going to be able to get their Vorinclex down before I could really do much of anything, which is going to kind of suck because we're going to get smacked in the face pretty hard. Probably going to want to bounce this Hydra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They didn't play another land. So I think we do bounce Hydra. Hope they play it again, then go Shadow's Verdict. We're not going to do Omnath here. I can bounce Hydra. Okay. There's a Valky. I'm going to get smacked here. So I play the hot. Oof. Oof. It's a lot of mana. 8. So Vorinclex and then Hydra. Okay, so next turn we kill Vorinclex. Okay, we're down to 4. We can't go kill Vorinclex and Shadow's Verdict. We could play a Valky. We could go Dreadbore, then Valky. I think that's the play. And then just block. Take that. Okay. We may get lucky and stabilize here. I'm probably going to lose Sylvan Carried here because I imagine they're going to um, make Valky. They're going to have their. They're going to have this guy fight, and I can't take the 4 damage from Jade Light, so I'm going to have to block here. So I have to hope to rip another land off the top. I could probably stabilize a little with Omnath. I'll definitely be lucky here. And I think I'm just dead. Yeah, just dead. Okay, good games. Just couldn't that Vorinclex play. I just couldn't keep up with it. And I often find that this matchup plays out like that. If they're on the play and we can't disrupt their turn 1 elf, then they're pretty much good as dead, and they have enough top end. They likely have it, so um, it just could be pretty rough. The good news is we sideboard into a pretty solid game plan against them. I like to board out a Niv. Uro gains life, but otherwise doesn't do too much. Valky is okay, but Planeswalkers are just not that great against Vorinclex. I mean, you are going to likely downtick. Omnath, I guess, could stay. It is an aggro deck essentially. Veto is fine. We don't want Teferi. Nahiri's okay. Omnath gains life. Uro gains life. I like things that kill stuff. So I do want to gain life. Well, I guess Omnath goes. We're not as likely to trigger it against the Planeswalkers, and their Planeswalkers get pretty high loyalty, so I generally don't like this one as much. It might just be cut all Teferis. I kind of like having a Nahiri in there, another one, but I don't really want to cut anything else, so I think we just go like this. Have a lot of cheap interaction. So I might keep this hand. We could basically cast everything but Veto if we get a Forest with Fabled Passage. The only thing I don't like is that we're going to have a hard time interacting, but I guess what I could do is Forest and then play Steam Vents and kill with Dreadbore on turn 2. No, I can't. I can't do that. So essentially I won't be able to kill something on turn 3 till turn 3 unless I go Steam Vents Drowned Catacomb. So I guess we'll keep it. I'm not thrilled. The mana is not that great given the context of my hand, and I need to hope that certain things play out exactly as I need them to. Kind of keeping this a little bit for science to see how it goes. Another thing that I'm considering too is that I did board out a lot of the more expensive spells, so I'm assuming I'm going to get more cheap interaction. Okay, let's see if this is working. It is. Okay, probably should have thought about charging my headphones before I started. All right, so this is fine. So usually in this matchup, what I try to do is keep them off the early dorks and slow them down. That was one thing I was afraid of. So we're just going to continue with this game plan of killing the dorks. So I was afraid of drawing something like Sylvan Carrier did and having played Fabled, not having played Fabled Passage to get Forest. But it was probably something I should have considered. At the same time, that's hard to really, guess what you're going to get off the top of the deck. There's so many cards. So they're just going to get a dork no matter what. Come on, untapped forest of some kind. Punished. All right, I'm just going to sack here just for the F6 value. Absolutely punished for not having played this first. I gambled that I was going to probably draw lands off the top of the deck with keeping this hand that the mana didn't quite work so well with, and I got punished for it. Questing Beast is fine. Okay, so land. That's not a land. So next turn I'll probably go, depending on what they do, Caryatid into hold up Despark or Veto. Nissa. Okay. Okay. It's a little bit different. Sure. So we can... that's a land. Okay. So... they don't have the mana for Nissa. Wait, what was the Nissa they just got? Was this the Nissa they got? Was this the card they revealed? No, Nissa, who shakes the world, is the card they revealed. So tap for white, green, here. So we can hold up Veto, we can Abrupt Decay, but then we can Abrupt Decay Nissa Voices Zendikar, but then we have to use a D-Spark on the Nissa. And we could take hits from this Elvish Mystic and Plant token if they have +1/+1 counters on them. Okay, so we actually made a right decision here. Kind of. Okay, so we absolutely have to get rid of this. Probably not winning this one either. Because we're not getting an answer. Green, black. Decay. And I'm just holding up Veto here. Eesh. 2 cards revealed. Vivian. And I need an answer for the questing beast. Nope. Okay. Good seed. Good game. All right, we'll go to the next match. That just did not work out. It's the best that I could put it. That hand, my hand, did not line up with what they were doing. It was kind of like they knew, so maybe I was getting ghosted. I highly doubt it. Not like I'm that popular. They're playing some interesting cards out of mono green too. Usually don't see Questing Beast or Nissa. It looked like they were leaning more into the Vorinclex plan with the counters. I mean, Questing Beast doesn't really, speak on that. Um, but they probably treated the matchup as a some kind of like a control. They're aggro and we're control, where you bring in Questing Beast. And we play a lot of walkers, so they're probably playing an answer to our walkers, but we boarded a lot of them out. But again, that's kind of where them not playing what looked like a traditional mono green deck really helped them out, because as you saw, my answers ended up not lining up well, and that's kind of, I mean, I drew both vetoes and they weren't playing non-creature spells, but it's possible that they were just playing like that the two Nissas, and well, actually no, they did show the Vivian, I think, too. So I don't know. I haven't seen a list playing exactly what they were doing, so kind of surprised me. Well, we could cast Teferi on turn 3. It's a little slow, but I think this is good enough. So we'll keep, and we'll play Ketria Triumph first. And then we'll play Indatha, and then we'll go Mountain. Unless, of course, oh, another. What do you know? Like I said, this deck is really popular in the leagues right now. And I don't think it's going to... Oh, it's the beatdown version. How interesting. All right, so we go island here, and I think we just bounce this and kind of make them not use their Elvis Mystic, attack with it, or force them to make a decision to, hopefully they don't have another forest. And it forces them into, well, they do. So now they just attack and then play the Yorvo again. Which is fine. We can, I could go play Caryatid, kill Yorvo here. And then next turn we get a Bring to Light for either Niv or Valky. Probably want to do Valky. Or, well, see what they do here. Well, Hexproof and black, so we're going to go Niv. It's red, blue, green, white. We Hexproof and black. Red, blue, green, black, white. Done. We'll just do Niv here. Decay. Wow. Just decay. It was 2 decays and then a lot of lands and Caryatid. Okay. I mean, our hand's still pretty good. They attack with this. We can nab it with Nahiri next turn and hold up Abrupt Decay. There's an elf. 4 mana. 6 mana. Primal Might. Sure. 9. What do they get with this? So yeah, now we can nab. That's a good draw. We need that. Now we can nab here. What did they reveal with this? Steel Leaf. And we can hold up for the Steel Leaf. Hold up Abrupt Decay for the Steel Leaf Champion. Core, that's cool. Are they holding up for no on the collected company? Okay. Nahiri Harbinger. I'll probably just... I think I'm fine with killing this here. Because I have the Bring to Light. We're going to plus... Yes, discard. There's another Bring to Light. Okay, so now I'm kind of okay. Well, I think what we do... We could go Valky here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, is 7. We don't need to go to 7 for anything. Blue, red, green, white. Doesn't really matter. Done. We can Valky the Steel Leaf. And then next turn we can bring the light and get Niv. Okay, so they didn't play anything. They either have lands or another Primal Might or Collected Company. So we'll plus. There's a Great Henge. That's kind of cool. Can we Steel Leaf then Great Henge? I wonder. I could discard the Uro and cast the Uro. There's Niv. So question is, what do we cast? The Uro will be cheaper, and then we could get the Great Henge, I think. So that's kind of cool. Blue, green, blue, green. No, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. So we could kind of force the issue with Teferi here. How much does this cost? 3? It's more mana, so I think we go here. It maybe was correct to go to Fairy, but I kind of feel a bit far ahead. So here's Collected Company. Sure. Ronus, Steel Leaf. Okay. So I'll probably lose Valky, but at this point I still feel pretty far ahead, so long as they don't have a way to, um, they could pump a bunch, but as long as they don't have a way to like get like a aspect of Hydra or something like that, that would be really rough. Primal Might is a thing that they can do here. So attack everything. Does it really matter? You can absorb more damage from this, I think. Okay, so they're going for me, so we're just going to make it easy. Exile there. We'll Tef, bounce. Probably should have gone here. We can gain some life. Go here, blue, here, cast the other arrow. It's kind of cool. It's going to get a counter but die anyways. Begin sideboarding. Okay, so here, Clarion is still probably good enough just to clear the smaller dudes and get lifelink. Maybe Oath. Omnath is okay. Slaughter, no. Valky is okay. It's kind of spot removal at 7 mana, which it's also good early. So I actually think we might keep Valky and maybe not so much some of the late game here. So maybe not. Well, Niv is good here too. So Teferi. Oath of Kai doesn't really kill anything, and it's that 4/3 Garrick's Harbinger is protection from black. So we kind of want Nahiri. Shadow's Verdict is good. I think we just cut. This does bounce the Harbinger, but it gets attacked really easily. It's a turn 3 play, so I think I want cheap spells here. So I think we cut most of fairies. This is good. No cheap interaction, but that's okay. I'm not as worried about their turn 3 plays as I am worried about from mono green walkers. Mono green devotion, I should say. There's a Vivian. Gonna put counters on there. Sure. Okay. So what I kind of like doing, alright, so what are our options? We could shock Valky, use Valky to block. I can also, what I can actually do here is I think we go Carroted, Fabled Passage. What are they going to get? I wonder what they're going to do with the Vivian, if they're going to plus or if they're going to go. And what I'm going to thinking of doing is cracking Fabled Passage and killing the Yorvo with Revolt on Fatal Push. I wonder if there's anything they can get with Vivian out of their sideboard that they brought, that they have access to. And I'm waiting here to see what they decide to do with this Vivian. That's essentially going to, I want them to try to invest the counters or something in Collected Company in like Yorvo or whatever. So what we're going to do this next turn is we're going to use Bring to Light to get we're going to use Bring to Light to get the black card, Shadow's Verdict. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. What do we get here? Basically, I have access to everything. We'll probably need another green. We have black, so I'm wondering if we block here, if we're going to Shadow's Verdict, do we have every color? Green, white, or sorry, green, white, blue, red, black. Yeah, so I think we don't have to take damage. We could block here. Okay. Okay, so that's something to do next turn. So we go here. Black, white, red. So now we just have to worry about doing something or getting rid of this Vivian after the Shadow's Verdict here. We may still lose here. Planeswalker, active Planeswalker here is pretty good. They can minus get something out of their sideboard. If they have Collected Company, we're in a bit of trouble. Yeah. We kind of need them to whiff. That's not really a whiff. I don't have a good way of dealing with Garrick's Harbinger anymore now that I've already cast Shadow's Verdict, aside from just getting a Niv. Leave up the black in case I get let's see, we probably will need this more than the double red. Leave it the black just in case I got Fatal Push. So as of right now, we can't cast Uro. And in fact, they're going to have the active Skoos, so we're just, Uro's gone. Yep. There's an argument that I didn't need to make that play, but I'm trying to survive. That turn 3 Vivian Arcbow Ranger is just too strong. Not having interaction, early cheap interaction early was brutal for me. I don't tend to mulligan aggressively. I usually just keep functional hands, but you know, what's functional really? I'm probably just going to pack it in here. I mean, I don't have really any outs to this, and they're taking forever to make decisions. I don't really want to be sitting here all night. Yeah, we weren't getting there anyways. So maybe Deafening Clarion, because that is an answer to the Garrick's Harbinger, so I kind of like that. And I think we maybe cut a Valky, or it might be both Valkies, because we need an. So do we? I don't think we bring in something like D-Spark. I kind of don't mind one Valky because it is a removal spell that could pull us far ahead, and it answers a Great Henge. So I like to ferry a little more on the play, but I don't know if I like it as much as I like Valky. Valky, you know, casting Valky, the creature side, and then Deafening Clarion is a little rough, but it slows it down. So I think we do this. My headphones keep shutting off. I just want to check something here. Let's switch it to Arctis 7 game, and hope maybe that'll keep it there permanently. Let's get chat back up. All right, is this good enough? You know what? It's a functional hand. It's a turn 3 Uro, but I feel like they're not keeping anything less than like a dork. So I am tempted to keep it. We do have Utter End, which is an answer to a walker, or it is a removal spell in general. I guess I'll keep it. I'm not a fan of this, but I think there's a risk of not getting a better. Well, they're down to 5 cards. I think they're now 4. I think there's a risk of not getting a better hand with 6, with some expensive cards in the deck. So just having lands and being able to cast my stuff is pretty attractive. which is why I tend not to mulligan aggressively, especially with a deck like this. I mean, you want to mulligan to functional hands, but again, like I said, if I get anything that's remotely functional, then I just keep it. And hopefully I don't flood out here. Hopefully it's just a Yorvo they have in hand right now. Don't cast Scoos. Harbinger. Alright, so we'll go here, blue, blue, green. So that'll kind of get them back into the game. So red, white, blue, black, green. Yeah, so we have all the colors. We won't play Ketria Triome. We'll go here. No, well, probably should have played Temple Garden, but that's fine. We have enough black. So they don't have Coco. That's kind of the fear. Unless they have land Coco. I mean, which that's a possibility. A good draw here would be Clarion. Another Harbinger. That'll get him back into the game. If I keep drawing lands, there's going to be trouble. That doesn't do much for me. The question is, do I shock in the Temple Garden here? I think so. Just for value. Because I can't really kill anything on this board with. So I'd much rather see Deafening Clarion here as opposed to Shadow's Verdict. So, because otherwise I'll lose 2 Uros. Um, but you know, whatever. I They had a really good. This is a really good start, and again, my hand's not really matching up with what they're doing here. You know, this other end and Dreadbore are just complete blanks. I don't want to kill a Llanowar elf with them, or Llanowar elves with them. So we're gonna cycle the Triome to try to dig deeper. We will kill an elf next turn if we have to. Um, and then we're gonna, you know, try to get to an Uro. 5 mana. Yup. Eat both my Uros. So now we want the verdict. Alright. Sweeper. Not a sweeper. We could kill this, we could kill this, but we're in huge trouble because they have Haship Oasis, um, which if they get another land, Yorvo. So we need a sweeper off the top of the deck here. Valky's not really going to cut it. I mean, it'll block. Um, red, black. Kill there. Do I just kill? Do I just utter end this? What did they get? Elf Yorvo. I kind of feel like I utter end this, as bad as it seems. I don't have too much choice. Hopefully we get a sweeper. There's Oasis, so I'm dead. Hopefully you don't see it. So it probably was a mistake to keep in these Valkyries because of these Harbingers, and actually probably should have just taken them out and played the had Teferis as something where I could have bounced. So it looks like they see this. Yep. Yeah. Good games. That was a tilt. Some of the decisions I'm making are not working out that well. Alright, let's see if we play a little better and get a little bit, make better decisions here with sideboarding and such. We're on the draw again. Yeah, this is better. Keep. We'll put back the forest. Done. And we'll go in Datha, Steam Vents, Blooming Marsh. So a lot of green decks. Me without cheap removal. There's a payoff. So this is going to be the elf deck. Okay. This is running around a little bit. That's pretty good start from them. I'm already pretty far behind and it's just turn 2. I think this guy only really makes... They play Coco, so Teferi's going to be good there. Are they going to leave up Coco? No. Yes. They got a pump spell? Oh, death. That gives death touch? Okay. Sure. I thought it was just a dork. Alright. Pretty far behind already. We'll go here. Oof, all these lands. Naru Trapper, sure. I don't think I have any outs here, to be honest with you. I don't. I don't think even like life gain is going to take me out of range of how much damage they're going to have next turn. Um, so Uro negates this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it just dead. All right. Yes, yes, yes. 100%. Draw these, please. No, no. Um, no. Yes. Keep Omnath. The fairy. Cut. Utter end. I don't. Probably for any kind of weird thing they play. Niv. Cut. So utter end could be good against, like, if they bring in walkers. And maybe it's cut into Nahiri. I don't know if they have an enchantment that they do, that they have. Is there anything else that we want? No, I don't think so. And this build is pretty good against creature decks, so yeah, it's just some of the stuff that we have is not lining up. Alright, so we'll keep. We're on the play. I'm going to play the Triome. Hopefully we don't. Well, I mean, it would be nice to draw something like Deathrite Shaman. Sure, that's dying. We're just going here. It would be nice to draw like a Sylvan Caryatid, is what I was going to say, but not terribly worried about that. If we did, we would have just played it out. Okay, that's... I don't know if I particularly care about that. I think I'd just ramp to on Uro, because then the following turn, I'll have Bring the Light mana. And Shadow's Verdict mana. So I kind of now want them to play stuff out. Okay, so they're holding up Coco. So we're going to Bring the Light then. Black, red, white. Done. Get a Niv. I don't think they'll have anything that could kill me. Not Omnath, Niv. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. Ditch Dread. Ditch Utter End, probably. Yep. 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 Sure. Not dead. So black, black, yeah. So now they have to refuel. They could have a They could have another Coco. We could force their hand with Teferi. I'm assuming they have a Coco. Yep, they're going to hit it. So we'll bounce the other. Oath of Kaya. Bounce one, Oath of Kaya the other. We don't particularly care about that. But we have answers galore. And they have one elf. Elvish War Master. Sure. Yeah, they're just dead. Too many hits with Tef. Tef's kind of good with against Coco, so that makes me want it more than Nahiri. Or kind of good against Coco. Do I want it more than Omnath? I think I might. I'm not really keen on this on the play though. Maybe not. Because we need the life gain. But it is a Coco deck. It does bounce the thing. Haven't drawn Deafening Clarion at all. This is not good enough. This is way too slow. Mulligan to Clarion? Okay. I think we put back the Dreadbore and we work towards getting to Shadow's Verdict. So we want all the lands, and this might be fetching. So we may have to sack the red and not worry about getting red. Done. They mulled to 5 cards, so didn't have the greatest experience last match where my opponent mulled to 5. Or actually 4, and then just had cards that I couldn't answer. Triome. Okay, that's pretty good. We can Fabled Passage. I think we kind of take them off mana. What did they do here? Shaman of the Pack. I kind of feeling taking them off mana. I'll take more of a hit with the Herald. Do we kill the Herald or do we kill the Elf? The Shaman does a bunch of damage no matter what. I think we actually kill the Herald. They don't have a lot of cards, so, I mean, if they have Coco, this is rough, but I think I want to keep my life total nice and high to give me time to get to Shadow's Verdict. So we're going to here, sack this to get another swamp, and we will Herald is dead. And then we still can play Glacial Fortress, and then so they're trying to get a strong shaman here by playing all their stuff out. So Glacial Fortress, Forest, green, blue, black. No, we do not want that to come in untapped. So now we have a nice and high life total. where if they go for dumping their hand, the rest of their hand out, we're going to take a hit here. But now it's just game over. Only thing is we don't have anything else to do. And we got rid of our Uro. Yeah, that's fine. We have other ways to win. If they get Niv, we have Omnath, we have Uro. That is a little bit of a pain, but I think Omnath or Uro could probably get there. That's not helping. All right. Nope. That's a pretty good draw. That's a clock. Okay. Keeps me alive. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we do want to go here. Not a land. Right. Green and blue. Sure. Not a land? Okay. And we'll hold on to this. I don't think we have Nahiri, so. Sure. It's a 1-1 that doesn't really do much of anything else. Yeah. It's a lot of lands. Okay. You might have another. Mm-hmm. So I'm out of both my sweepers. I couldn't follow them up with anything substantial. I might just be dead even with Uro. Okay. I might get lucky here. Okay. I have to kill here. Blue, green, blue, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully we get something else besides a land. Nope. Not the way the cards are playing out. Hopefully they don't have a removal spell. Coco. Shaman, I think, wins. It's not Shaman. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm just dead anyways because I have to attack with this Uro. Yeah. So I have to hope they don't have... Alright, I mean, this would have helped me a long time ago. Not sure why this keeps shutting off. I don't have too many lands left in my deck, so I I can't be drawing that too many more. And if I do, it's going to be triomes and such. Okay, so what we can do here is here, and yeah, that's fine. Elves you control get +2/+2 and gain death touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I want to kill that right now. 5, 6, 7. Blah. No reason to wait. They draw a land here. I'm in trouble. Not out of the woods still. can I even get with that? Done. I want to gain a lot of life. I think we just get another threat, right? Draw cards. Now we play that. Which one to keep? This one. And we'll keep the Dreadbore for any kind of more serious threat. We also have to worry about their infinite blockers. Yeah, I'm still on stream. No one's really watching though.
How much people are watching?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we could go here. Actually, I think we just go red, black. Kill that. 3, 4, 5. Their plan might just be to deck us, so they just keep playing enough threats. And I mean, I don't really. This is where a Valky probably would have been super helpful. Okay. Kind of feel like we just bounce here and go face. And this is how we win. Nice. Okay, we might get lucky and be able to get there. Okay, they just gave up anyways. That was looking pretty ugly for a minute there with that flood, but we were able to get there. Learned a few things. So, it's 8:20. I have work in the morning. I could look over what I want to do or what we may want to do for our next league. So yeah, at the beginning of the stream or video, I posted this, um, and having played out some of the matches, what I think is I want another sweeper somewhere in here. So I haven't played anything where Notion Thief is going to be pretty good. Other cards that I've been kind of unimpressed with were like Dovin's Veto. D-Spark, like I said, is good. And Oath of Kaya actually wasn't all that great, but it's really good against Burn, which I think is going to probably be seeing an uptick sometime soon. So I think what I'm interested in trying is maybe moving a Clarion to the main deck. I'd be interested in place of a Slaughter Games. That actually might be a thing to try, something like this. I don't think that green. So I don't think the mono green aggro deck, not the devotion, but the aggro deck. It was playing devotion, but I was talking more like Garrick's Harbinger and stuff like that is going to be very good. However, or is actually going to be super prominent. I do think I want one more sweeper, so um, it could we could also look at maybe keeping Clarion side and having Solar Blaze somewhere. Solar Blaze. So the question is, like I said, do we? I think the texture of what's been going on. So if the mirror is a thing, then Slaughter Games main might be a bit better. Um, if it's not though, another thing I can, if it's not though, uh, then we can safely play Slaughter Games in the sideboard. Another thing I'm thinking of doing is cutting a land and maybe moving the Shadows Verdict and going something like here. We could also just do 27. We have a lot of card draw. Um, so 27 lands might be fine. So it would have to figure out what actual configuration we want to do with that. So, um, and we can maybe move the Slaughter Games back to the main or like go something like here. I'm thinking. So, what would that look like if we were to? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We need 17 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 red. Red is not as important though, because red is not so much of our early plays aside from Dreadbore and Deafening Clarion. Blue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But blue is kind of our, so black technically, and I'm counting Brain Delight basically as every color, needing every color. And black looks like it's kind of our secondary, but it's actually really um, blue, because black is not super prevalent outside of Abrupt Decay until the later turns, um, whereas blue is. And then the last one is white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, did I count this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I miscounted. 15, 16, 17. Okay, so it's kind of color requirements are pretty evenly split. So what do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's probably pretty good. Blue. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Next color will be black. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's pretty good. Red or white, I should say. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 white, and then red. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I count the Savai? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. So I am thinking of possibly cutting. So it could be an overgrown tomb because we have a good amount of green and black. It does. Another one I'm thinking of would be Blood Crypt, but and it could end up being Blood Crypt. It's tough to figure out. So we have a lot of top end. We have double Omnath. And I might just, not even, this might be fine, and then just adjust the sideboard. Blaze Clarion. Maybe here? Because I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen a lot where I want Notion Thief. Will be a bit worse against some of the control decks, but we're kind of okay against them anyways. So I think actually this is more or less somewhere. And again, like I said, Slaughter games. Maybe we play Deafening Clarion in the main and move Slaughter games to the side, and that's what I'm thinking. Might be a direction that I go, or move Solar Blaze back into the main. Just with all the aggro that I'm seeing in the leagues, I feel like I want a little bit more to combat that. Um, how worried am I with the mirror though? This does make you get better against the mirror game one. I think I'm kind of okay with this. I could see. Yeah, no, no, no. I think I actually want Shadow's Verdict main and still 28 lands and um, cards that I consider cutting for would be like Omnath, though it's pretty good. Um, maybe Utter End, though Utter End answered a lot. I honestly really do think it would be Slaughter games that I would want to cut in favor of Clarion if I were to go there. But I think having a sideboard geared towards the major matchups, which would be mirror and aggro, and then some control in the mono green deck. I have not been impressed with Veto as much right now. With all this, his Oath of Kaya may not be super good with the Solar Blaze and Clarion, though it had its usefulness. I think we're kind of okay here with what we're doing. Dovin's Veto is a little bit more um, probably universal and a better answer overall than D-Spark for like, you could bring it in against mono green. We could bring it in against mono green Devotion while also bringing it in against some of the control decks. So another card is maybe Thoughtseize, but Thoughtseize is good in the mirror. Another card to cut would be maybe Thoughtseize, but I do want it against mirror control. So I think this is essentially what I would do. Another deck that I was looking at would be this version of uh, Niftalite Yorion build. Um, what I would maybe do out of here is uh, maybe add another sweeper main. We do have the Deafening Clarion, so something like Oath of Khaim or maybe the Paradise Druid is a cut for um, doing a main deck, Solar Blaze, and this could be a thing to try too that I might be interested in. So yeah, I'm gonna probably tweak these a little bit. I might cut down to 27 lands um, and play, switch around these sweepers that I'm playing main deck. I've been happy mostly with 28. The deck's mana hungry, and it's especially the case with Valky. But if the curve is relatively low with cards that draw cards that can't trip, then 27 might be okay. It's something I'll play with around with off stream, and then hopefully I will be able to stream again and or make a video with my next league that I do uh, with Niv here. So that'll be all for me tonight, and I will see everyone next time.